You said earlier that you like to be in control. Do you ever Google your name?
Sorry?
Do you ever Google your name?
My name? No. I don't do those things.
Why?
Because I don't want to find, I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't like to listen to myself. I don't like to watch myself. I leave that to the public.
You know, for your collaborations with other artists, are there any specific Swedish artists that you could ever consider having a collaboration with?
Like who, for example? Would you give me any suggestion?
I don't know, maybe
Who do you like?
Robin or
Sorry?
Maybe Robin or someone like that. What sort of Swedish artists do you know of? Do you know any or?
I don't know many.
Okay.
But I should get myself educated in that. So I promise you, next time I'll be more informed. I probably do know Swedish artists, and I don't know that they're Swedish. ABBA, of course. Yeah. Who else? Who else you think I might know? Roxette. Oh my God, I grew up listening to Roxette.
Your poetic way to write music is amazing, especially your lyrics.
Oh,
so how much time do you put in every song? Since it took 4 years from this album to come out.
I know, it takes such long time between projects. I'm like Halley's Comet. I appear every 4 years. I gotta change that. It's just that it's my process. To invest a lot of time in the studio. In some occasions I spend even 10, 12 hours in the recording studio. So I do put a lot of my own time and energy into that. This last album took me a whole year. I wrote about 60 songs, arranged so many demos, and then made a final selection that was what the number of songs or the repertoire that made it to the album.
In one of your upcoming videos, you're working with our Swedish soccer star, Fredrik Ljungberg. What do you know about him?
Sorry?
The Swedish soccer star, Fredrik Ljungberg.
What happened with him?
Also, he's working with you in your next video.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a model. Also.
Really? My next video?
So you know nothing about him?
Nobody has told me anything.
I actually had a picture with me, but it was confiscated. But next question then. What's your view on...
That would be interesting, me with a soccer player.
I know, it's right behind there, if you want to see it.
I'd love to see it.
Okay, let's bring the picture.
Jamie, do you know anything about that? No, I think
right.
there's got to be some kind of misunderstanding.
Then what's your opinion on Swedish men?
Very handsome and tall. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not a big soccer person. But I would love to see a picture.
I got two questions. First, I'm wondering what you prefer doing at your spare time when you're not working. And the second question is, do you still have some friends from the time before you became famous?
Yeah, of course. I do have my friends from school and who I still see as often as I can. And I love reading. I love gardening. I love, doing any sort of normal activity like going to the movies or eating. And I love watching bad movies. That's my other guilty pleasure. I just don't like to watch movies that leave me emotionally exhausted. I think life is so intense already that when I sit down in front of the TV, I don't want to cry. I don't want to feel fear. I don't want to watch action movies or terror or drama or anything. Just bad comedies. That's it.
I read somewhere that when you were a kid and you went to grade school, your teacher told you that your singing was terrible and that your voice was similar to a goat's. So tell me about this and when you realized that making music could actually be your profession.
I started writing poems when I was 4 years old. And I started making songs when I was 8. By the time I was 10, I knew I wanted to be a professional singer. I had recently discovered my voice. And I asked the teacher in my school to let me in the choir, the school choir. And he didn't let me because he didn't think that my voice he thought that my voice was too strong. So I was, of course, really depressed. And I told my parents, and my parents couldn't believe their ears. But they were my rock at that moment. The director of the choir, he didn't like the vibrato in my voice. He thought I had way too much vibrato. Imagine if someone would have told that to Edith Piaf. Anyways, my dad told me, you never quit that vibrato, because a voice without a vibrato is worthless. So I kept my vibrato, and here's, still there. And then I started participating in singing contests, and I won each one of them. So when I got my first trophy, I took it with me to my school, and I rubbed it on my teacher's face, and I said, "Now what you say? What do you say?" And then he wanted me in the choir. I'm like, "No, now you don't get me." All right. So that was kind of like, it's a funny anecdote.
No fighting. No fighting.